Namaste, it's Natalie. Welcome to our first day in our yoga journey challenge. For 30 days, we are going to be on the mat together, and I'm really glad that you're joining me, so thank you. Welcome to day one. For day one of our yoga journey series, we are focusing on foundation. Foundation of yoga, yourself, and your body as a whole. You may have been practicing yoga for a while, or this might be your first time. Welcome all. Let's go ahead and find a nice tall seat. You can sit in a chair, you can place something underneath you, or you can sit like how I am. But go ahead and just feel your body and notice it without any judgment. Are you tight in any areas? Are you strong in certain areas and want to be stronger in others? Just notice it all. Then go ahead and close your eyes and just check in and really feel your body right now. Can you lift up your spine a little bit? Pull your ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips, and find that nice good posture to help with the first fundamental part, breath work. So while you're here, make sure you have a good spacious area for your lungs. Pulling those shoulders back, draw your awareness to the tip of your nose and take a deep inhale in and release out. Now there's 4 parts to the breath. The inhale, so really focus on the inhale right now. And while we're focusing on the inhale, try to keep your shoulders relaxed because you want to broaden the lungs horizontally and you want to try, if you can, to breathe in through your nose. So just focus on the inhale. So as you inhale, you want it to be nice and smooth. So try that out, deep, smooth inhale, as long and slow as possible, and release. Now the second part of the breath is the pause before you exhale. So take a deep inhale, pause the top, and then exhale. Now put those two together, deep inhale, pause, now release. Now the third part of the breath, ready? Deep inhale, pause, and exhale. If you can, try to exhale through your nose. It helps keep the moisture in your body as well as calm down the central nervous system because you're putting slight pressure against the back of your throat. So ready? Deep inhale, pause, and exhale. Now the fourth part is the pause before you repeat. So try putting all these together. Ready? As we breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Pause. Repeat. In. Pause. Out. One more time. Deep inhale in. Pause. Out. Pause. Good. Now go back to your normal breathing. If you can, try to incorporate this breath work. The intention of breathing is powerful, especially if you elongate your breaths. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands to your heart and set an intention. Closing your eyes, relaxing your jaw. What do you wish to gain from this practice today? Or this journey? Today's day one. Let's set some strong goals here. Not, don't stress it. It takes time to build up your mindset. And then from here, we're just going to go back to our breathing, deep inhales and exhales. Deep inhale. Pause, exhale. Pause, inhale. Pause, exhale. Pause. You'll get to know how your breath is a powerful tool in yoga, especially in this 30-day challenge. Next, what we're going to do is warm up. So first breath work, then intention, and then warm up for the foundations of this yoga class. So go ahead and find your hands are going to be parallel, and we're coming into a tabletop. So notice how my knees are underneath my hips, and and my hands are directly underneath my shoulders. Your hips are about hip width apart and your hands are about shoulder width apart. You want to make sure you're gripping onto the mat and your hands are like, middle fingers are together like railroad tracks, so parallel. And you want to slight bend in the elbow. From here, this is called tabletop. Then we're going to warm up by dropping the belly, pulling the shoulders back, lifting the chin and lifting the back, the butt right here. So you're arching it down. This is cow pose, shoulders back. Deep inhale here because you notice our lungs are nice and broadened. Then exhale, we're gonna warm up our spine by tucking the tailbone and dropping the head, arching the back, and really elevating this mid portion of the back into cat pose. So right here, it's the opposite of cow, where we're dropping the belly, lifting the heart, lifting the chin and the butt up. And then for cow, you tuck the tailbone in, drop the head and arch your back to make this portion of the back the highest. So how is this warming up? Well, basically you're going back and forth using that breath work. Inhale up and exhale back. This is a great warm up because you're warming up your spine, which is your core, and it's really crucial for your spine to be nice and lubricated as well as your back and neck. So you're warming up everything through here, back and forth. Inhale. As you come up to cow, exhale for cow. 2 more times, inhale, cow. Exhale, cow. And once more, inhale, cow. And exhale, cow. Then we're gonna drop the hips back. Arms come in front of you and head comes down into child's pose. If this is too extreme for you, you can stack your hands, or if you want more hip opener for you have tight hips, or if you just like to come to wild child, you bring your legs out wide just like so. Drop your hips in and come down. So go ahead and hang out in child's pose for a moment. Just pause and reflect to see what we just did. You have the foundations of the breath work, the intention that you set, and we're still in the warm up, but just notice what you did with your back. You warmed it up a little bit. And close your eyes and check in. Just notice, is there any area in your body that you need a little bit more attention? Or if you have any injuries or anything, just focus on where you need to make sure that you're honoring your body. And then next what we're going to do is, while you're in child's pose, you're going to walk your hands about a hand length in front, tuck the toes under, and lift the hips up into your downward facing dog. So this pose can be a little bit uncomfortable for some, or it's just awkward until you do it a while for a long time. So if you have really tight hamstrings, you want to bend the knees. Your back wants to be flat and your head wants to be the highest portion. You don't want so you can stay where you are, you don't want your hands to be too close in or too far out. You want to be nice and relaxed. So if you feel like your shoulders are too close to your ears, then pull them out and relax. And in yoga, we always want to use our muscles. We never want to use our joints. So if you feel anything in your joints, something's typically needs to be changed and transferred into your strength instead of relying on things being locked out. So keep your knees nice and bent if you feel like you have too tight of hamstrings. If not, you can shift your heels down towards the mat and just relax here. Try to let your head dangle. Just shake it out a little bit and release. See if you can incorporate that breathing. And if you have any wrist issues, you want to make sure that you're really pressing into the mat with your hands, even if you don't, so you pull away tension from the wrist. Then what we're going to do is we're going to shift our gaze up to our hands, bend your knees if you need to, and walk into a forward fold. So forward folds are a great portion of a yoga class because it calms down the central nervous system. Release and relax here. And you always want to go slow in the beginning, especially with your stretches, because you're not completely warmed up yet. Then shift your weight to your heels and round up. From here, you're in a nice standing pose. Again, we're going over the foundation. So this is called mountain pose. This is the anatomical position. Your knees are under your hips and your hips are under your shoulders, and you're in a nice alignment here. From here, you can also check in to see if you're rounding forward or too far back. You want your posture to feel just nice and strong here. And then from here, bring your hands to your heart. Walk your feet in just a little bit. Weight goes in the heels, bottom back, navel in and up into chair pose. Take a few breaths in this pose, and if you can sink in a little bit deeper, but make sure that your knees don't go over your hips. So chair pose is one of the most common poses. It's really good as a warm-up pose because you're using these big muscles by keeping them nice and warm and activating them. Take a few breaths here, in and out. Good, creating warmth in the body, because think about your muscles like rubber bands. Whenever they're more warm, they're easier to stretch out, and it prevents injuries too. Holding it here. A few more breaths. Then we're going to shift the weight into the right leg and step the left leg back into a lunge. So you see my right knee is directly on top of the right foot. The heel, not in front, not in back. Both feet are facing forward and my shoulders are back and relaxed into a nice right lunge. You're stretching out your iliopsoas, the inner hip right here. And just close your eyes if you can for an extra balance challenge. But just feel your body. While you're here, keep it strong and hold this lunge. Take a deep inhale. Pause and exhale. Pause. Go ahead and lean forward and step forward into chair. Holding it here, shift the weight to the left leg, kick the right leg back. So part of the foundations of yoga is the fact that you need to strengthen and stretch your body equally so that it can maintain the shape of what you're trying to create, that posture, everything. So right now, for example, you are only as strong as you can hold yourself up, yet deep as flexible you are. But if you're not strong enough to hold this or flexible to hold this, you can't go into this range of motion. So keep that in mind throughout this journey, that yoga is about being flexible and strong for proper alignment and utilization of your body to the best of its ability. So hold this a few more times. Deep inhale and exhale. And let's lean forward and step forward back to chair. Hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit more warm, which is what we want. Then inhale, lift up nice and tall. Hands come to the back. Lean back for a nice little back bend here. Holding it here. Then we're going to go to hinge from the hips, bend your knees, and come on down back to a forward fold. Only going down as comfortable as it feels for you. If you're overly stretched like I am right here, you see you want to shift your weight forward towards your toes. You're not hyperextending the knees. If you need to bend your knees, no shame. Give a little shake, no, and yes, yes, yes. And just start to sink into the pose for a little bit so that your hamstrings can start to benefit the stretch. Deep inhale and exhale. One more time, deep inhale. Don't forget to pause. And exhale. Beautiful. Send your weight to your heels and gently come on up. Nice and tall. Shoulders back. Remember that good posture. Here's our shoulders. Hands back to your heart and find your chair. Next, we're going to go into warrior pose. So you stay where you are. I'm just going to turn so you can see me better. Shift your weight to the right leg. Kick the left leg back. So similar to lunge, however, this back left foot, you're going to pivot it down so it's flat against the surface. Your feet are slightly facing towards the front, and you have a slight bend in this knee, especially if you have any knee issues. This right knee right here, you want to stack your knee on top of the heel, and you want to pull the right knee out to see your big toe, your hips. Don't want to be this way, don't want to be this way. Your hips want to be nice and parallel. So imagine I have a line right here. Your right arm is in front. We're going into warrior two pose. Your left arm is behind. I'm going to lean against the wall just so you can see that you want to be stacked right next to the wall, just like so. Nice flat line. If you have too much of an arch from sticking your butt back, tilt your pelvis in. If you have too much rounding, pull your shoulders back. And huge key, relax the shoulders. Right here, you don't have to be perfect, but you need to just check into your body. Again, we're just going over the foundations of it. Warrior two pose is a really good strengthening and stretch pose. And if you wanted to make it a balance pose, you can try closing your eyes and just notice the sensations going on in your body. A lot of common mistakes are leaning forward or back, so find that neutral alignment and lift. Then bring your hands to your heart. Square your shoulders to the front. Huge thing with yoga is you always want to move with proper form so you don't get hurt. You come in and out of some deep stretches sometimes or funny movements, and you want to make sure you're doing them the right way. So look at your back foot for a moment. You want to bend your knee and pick up the heel off the ground. Keep a bend in the knee so you don't torque the knee. And square your hips and knee to the front. That way you're not torquing anything. Hands come to the heart, lean forward, weight goes in the right heel until you step your left foot up with it. Bottom back, chest up, and back to chair pose like you were before. Next, we're going to do the left leg front and step the right leg back. So I'm going to turn so I can see you or you can see me. Right here, your left leg is in front. Your right leg is in back. Same thing, check into those hips. Your feet should be, if you were to be on like a balance beam per se, right on the same length. Pull the knees out, pull the left knee out, left arm in front, right arm behind, and just relax the shoulders here. See if you can check in and remember a few things that we went over before. Your arms are parallel with the ground, your shoulders are back, and your navel's in and up. You're not moving forward, not moving back, you're lifted. Pull that left knee out. Can you see that big toe? If not, pull it out a little bit more, depending on how it makes up. Good. One more deep inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. And bring your hands to your heart. Square your shoulders to the front. This back heel, bend your knee, pick it up, lean forward, and step forward. And inhale, come to a stand. Focus on your breathing right now. You can shake it out if you need to. So we did the breath work, we did the intention, we did the warm-up by using those big muscles to do some standing poses is what we just did. Now let's move into balancing. So from here, you want to find a good grounding. We're going to do tree pose. What you want to do is you want to shift your weight underneath your heel into your right leg. The left leg goes out. Common mistake, hips go out. Lift, lift, lift. And find something in front of you that's not moving. So it could be 2 to 3 feet in front of you on the ground is usually the best, but whatever works for you. Then you can go ahead and lift up that left leg, but keep it pulled out. Here's another common thing you can incorporate from the balance. You're only as flexible as you are strong and vice versa for good alignment. If I'm really tight in my inner hip, it's not going to be able to go out, which is fine, but I might need to lower it down so I'm not compromising my body in different areas. So go ahead and find wherever you'd like to put that foot, just not on the knee. Shoulders back, navel in and up. You can be any kind of tree you want. You can bring your arms up, overhead, whatever you prefer. But try to lift and just notice what's going on with the balancing. Balancing poses help you with focus. Take a few breaths in and out. Good. See if you can start to hear yourself breathe in and out. Then gently, again moving with intention, gently lower this left leg and shake out your right and left, whatever you want. Then the left leg stays down and find a kickstand. You might be here, that's good. You can stay here or you can come up wherever you prefer. A lot of things also that you want to remember when doing any of these poses. Your right and left side, you might notice that you have a difference of balance and flexibility and strength, completely common. However, you'll start to notice that you need to do a little bit more on one side to balance out the other and vice versa. Bringing the shoulders back. If you want an extra challenge, close your eyes. Good. A few breaths. And again. And one more. Very good. Go ahead and bring that leg down and shake it on out. And next, we're going to go ahead and come back. You stay where you are and bend from the hips back to a forward fold like you were in before. Try to relax your head, your jaw, And bend your knees as much as you need to. From here, go ahead and bend your knees a little bit more. Walk the feet out, the hands out, and find a nice strong plank. Modifications are always welcome in any yoga class you go to. Modifications don't necessarily mean lessen. Sometimes it can even intensify it. It means just honoring your body and what is best for you. In different days, you're going to feel different things. So from here, you can drop the knees if you like, or you can keep holding it. Then gently drop the knees. If they're not already, untuck the toes. Lift the heart up, chin up, chest up, and stack the elbows underneath the shoulders. Grab your hands out wide and place them down, and bring in a deep inhale and exhale. This is Sphinx pose. It's a nice back bend right here. So back bends are really great in yoga classes because what they do is they give you a little bit of a stimulation of energy because you're pinching the adrenal glands right here. And you're also doing a little bit of stretch in the spine that isn't as common because we're usually hunched over. So it's wonderful. Part of a tip for foundations of yoga, anytime you do a back bend, you typically want to do a forward fold. So what we're going to do next is squeeze the core. You never want to move and put too much tension on the back. So squeeze your core, elbows in, and find your child's pose. This is called a forward fold. Anything that you're just bringing your head down and just releasing energy right here. Because what you're doing is you're calming down the central nervous system. You did something like a back bend, which is stimulating, and now you just need to balance it out with a forward fold. Then gently go ahead and come on up. And we're going to go ahead and come into a crisscross position. Doesn't matter which one, but go ahead and find a nice tall seat. Find into your alignment, always checking back into your posture. From here, we're going to do a little bit of hip openers. So hinge from the hips and come up. If you would like to, you can come all the way down. If that's too intense for you, stay up and just hinge from the hips. Take a few breaths here, in and out. One more deep inhale and exhale. On up, lean back, look at your legs and switch them. Whichever one is on top, switch to the bottom. It might feel a little funny, but you might notice this is why you need to balance with both halves of your body out. We usually favor one side. Lift up and hinge from the hips down. If you can make it all the way, go for it. If it's too much, right here is perfect. Do what's best for you. One deep inhale and exhale. Make it a big one. Deep inhale and exhale. Then go ahead and push on up. And let's go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. Shoulders back and find a nice tall seat. Hands come up underneath. Shoulders go back. You can pick up one leg or both legs if you'd like. So watch out and make sure that you have no pain in the lower back. You can even let go if you can do it. This is a nice core work. Shoulders back, navel in and up. Holding it, holding it, holding it. Then gently lowering the heels down, hands come down, and we're going to roll onto our backs now. From here, make sure that your knees are underneath your heels and your shoulders are pressed down. Your chin is lifted up for proper alignment. Then we're going to lift up the hips, up, into bridge pose. Holding it here. Take a few deep inhales and exhales. This is a really good one for your lower back. And exhale. And another deep inhale. And exhale. Gently lower down. Go ahead and bend your knees. And we're going into a twist now. Twists are really great to cleanse you, okay? But you typically want to twist right first. So that means we're going to take our legs over to the left because we're twisting over the right shoulder. So bend both knees and just drop them down. If you want to, your right hand can go out and cactus on the ground. And just find a little comfortable spot. Feel free to close your eyes if you like and take a few breaths here. And just feel your body as is. Another deep inhale and exhale. And then squeeze your core, bring your knees into your chest, lift up the back for alignment. Drop the knees over to the right this time. Left arm can cactus out to the left. If this is too extreme, breathe it in. And just feel relaxed and let go a little bit. Deep inhale and exhale. Another deep inhale. And exhale. And squeeze the core. Bring the knees into your chest, rock side to side. Place the feet together so you have a nice little diamond shape going. Drop the legs down, lift up the lower back so you maintain a nice little curvature. And we're gonna do just a gentle heart opener by cactusing the arms. And keep the chin up and just go ahead and just relax here while I explain a few things that we've done. So there's certain fundamentals of a yoga class, and they are the glue, they're the foundation to make what yoga is very beneficial and health benefit wise. So what you did is you started off again with the breath work, which is repeating myself. You set an intention for your mind and for yourself to be present here. You focused on your breath work, which is so many health benefits for you, and it utilizes your posture to deepen stretches as well too. And then we did some warm up, and then we also did standing poses. You did balancing poses, you did slight back bends, forward folds, hip openers. Now you're doing a heart opener. And then the next portion of a yoga class is we're going to move into restorative. So a lot of times we're overstimulated in life, and sometimes you don't even realize it, but you just need to calm down. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our legs together, squeeze the core, come down into, this is called corpse pose / Savasana, which is the fancy Sanskrit name for it, and find yourself just lying here. Close your eyes, relax your jaw, and just start to feel warmth. Welcome in, start to feel safe. Find your calmness, and next, let's move up to our breath. Take a deep inhale. Pause. Exhale is the most important right now. See how long you can exhale for. When you do that, it calms down the central nervous system even more, which helps relax you with a nice deep exhale. So a few times, just trying to make the exhales look really long, slow, and controlled. If you can still keep focusing on your breath work, do so. Now we're going to shift a little bit more to the mind. Visually, feel your feet, relax them. Notice your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your jaw, your face, everything. And taking an internal scan, see if you can relax anything that you're holding on to physically. Can you just let go any muscle that you're holding on to that has tension? Now shift your focus in your mind. Your mind may be kind of busy. If you notice any thoughts that aren't serving you a purpose while you're lying here, just notice them, accept them without any judgment, and just let them drift away. So you can fully focus yourself on this gift of this moment that you're in right here, right now. Now go ahead and start to think of a person, place, thing, or idea that just brings you joy. And for the next few moments, let your breath drift you away into that place. then start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And if you want to turn over to the right side to help drain your heart, you can do so. Then with no rush at all, whenever you're ready, use the strength of your hands to come up to a nice tall seat. You can crisscross your legs or find a seat that we started in. But again, remember the posture and lift up. Transitioning next into meditation. So go ahead and bring your hands to your heart or relax, whatever you prefer. And just feel your body and notice it. How are you feeling? Really listen to yourself. Now go ahead and just be where you are. Feel the clothes on your skin. Feel your body relaxed. And just notice all your senses. Then go ahead and breathe in and exhale out. You are relaxed. You are calm. You are secure. Breathe in a positive thought that you want more of in your life and place it in the inhale as you breathe in. And as you exhale, release anything that's no longer serving you. Inhale, bring in that positive word. And exhale, release any barriers. Then inhale another deep, positive word. And exhale, release. And bring your hands on top of your heart, holding yourself. And take a moment of silent gratification, just to be thankful for everything you have. Back in prayer. The light within me honors and cherishes light within you. Namaste.